I would like circle fries. Go Lester!
What the hell are we doing again?
We're talking about
Do we have any other original
our
content?
Lord and Savior, Barnes and Nobles. Barnes and Noble?
Barnes and Noble. Wait, I keep adding an S. Weren't you the one who roasted me for that?
I feel like everyone around me is always like adding an S to things that don't need an S. Like Julian be like, let's go to Burger King's.
No, I've never said
Wingstops.
I said White Castles.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves here.
We're getting behind our past, but ahead of ourselves.
As Kanye West once said, I'm living in the future, so my present is my past. I don't know how that relates to us.
Let's stick to the prompt. You want a cookie?
Don't mind if I do. You might be wondering what's going on here. Well, let's explain. Trying to explain?
Oh, sorry. Is it my turn? I'm like looking at the spirits that are like surrounding us. In high school, you know how people have, you know, that spot they go to? Like some schools have a proper library. Some students have a home to go to. No. That wasn't our town.
That wasn't Julian.
That wasn't me. We didn't have anything. We had to go to the only place available.
Why wasn't our library more accessible? Like, you see kids in movies, like, they go to their library, their school library to study. You needed, like, a written, like, letter from the president to get in there.
There was a freaking bulldog guarding that library. I remember Miss she'd be barking. She would yell at you if you log in incorrectly. Yeah, we could not go to our high school library like that. It was like
you need like
hell on
level
earth.
16 government clearance to
You
get
need to
in
work
there.
for the Pentagon to have access to those files.
So where did we go instead?
Barnes and
Nobles. That was like where everyone's like go-to spot was. Like without Barnes,
you would see everyone.
people would have been failing their SAT, their PSAT, their AP, their LSAT.
Your TOEFL.
So maybe you should speak a little to how meaningful that place was to you and how many friends you made along the way.
Yeah, it was okay. It's not like I spent every day of my life there. It's not like I was the only person funding the coffee machine.
Coffee machine? The coffee shop?
It's like those places in the movies where people like meet up after school. Like that's the place. If you had a group project, you would go to Barnes. My Facebook profile picture was a picture of one of the Barnes bookshelves. Inserted here.
So needless to say, once we went to college and we just all our lives just sort of diverged a little bit and we came back for Christmas break and we realized, can you have some
I'm
respect?
sorry, I'm like sucking on air.
A moment of silence. We were really upset to learn that Barnes, I guess I was really upset to learn that Barnes couldn't afford to pay its lease anymore. It was going out of business.
Yeah.
I guess we know how people really feel about it.
I'm so sad that like my body doesn't even know how to react.
You never really know what you got till it's gone.
Paved paradise.
Put up a parking lot. Ooh, wop, wop, wop. Ooh. Anyway, so it was really sad. So we did what any normal people would do.
We made
A party, funeral.
Bangers party, funeral, a celebratory funeral.
You know how people say like, I don't want my funeral to be sad. I want it to be a party. Well, basically,
Barnes, she whispered in our ear. Now that we had this idea that impregnated us simultaneously.
that's the grossest thing I've ever heard.
Okay, bro, we have one battery left.
So we met up in the second most sacred place in our town. Not just Walmart. Welcome to suburbia.
Yeah, like
Not just Walmart, but the McDonald's inside of Walmart.
the most beautiful places in the world.
Yeah,
Wonders?
I think it's one of the
Wonders?
7 natural wonders, or maybe the 13th man-made wonder. Picture this, it's 2016 and the worst possible thing that could have happened. And I'm not talking about Donald Trump's election. I'm talking about the loss of Barnes & Noble. The loss of literacy in a community, the loss of a community space where all the little rats and gremlins.
The loss of a community. That was
Picture
the
this. So we got impregnated with an idea, and we decided to have a party
And then we thought, like, how can we propel this idea even more?
to the forefront of the minds of the current youth. And you know what? Barnes was so meaningful to us.
The freak?
Instead of just making a Facebook invite or like an
Who does
e-vite
that?
or something.
We did do that, but just not
Yeah,
that.
we do that, but we made a promotional video.
We made a
For this
promotional
party.
video. We made a website.
We made a shuttle service,
We made an app.
which was connected to the shuttle service. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. So we made a video. So then we do a countdown in the group chat.
We made a whole ass mixtape.
And by mixtape, I mean we mixed up Drop in the Ocean with Broccoli. It was completely homemade. So we got our friends to sing it.
We like
And
put a
rap it.
piano part.
Yeah.
We had our friends like harmonize and sing it.
Drop in the ocean, a change in the weather. I just did a show and it's a check on my mama. When I go on vacay, I might rent out the Bahamas.
And we had the story be a haunting story of love and redemption. And MCATs. We spent months preparing for this party. Like,
We invited our English teacher to this party. So we put all of this work in, our like months of work, of hard work. Everyone's so excited.
I'm making our specialty, which is Mexican fried ice cream.
I made one bag of cotton candy.
and now look at our amazing setup. Pick up these.
Something we forgot to check.
Something we couldn't have checked when we set the date a month earlier.
The day of the event, something horrible happens.
You have to say it.
Don't cry, don't cry.
It snows.
It's not even like, not a light snow. It wasn't
It's
like,
not like a sprinkle of sugar on top of your Dunkin' Donuts in the morning.
the worst snowstorm of that season happens the day that we're trying to have the party.
Bangers and Noble.
It was like bangers and no
Party?
Yeah.
We worked so hard. We coded an app. We made a website. We were photoshopping left and right, and we made 2 videos. And one of them was a music video, and we recorded a song. And we woke up early in the morning, and I made a cake.
This is a great cake. Woohoo!
We already woke up at the crack of dawn, driving on streets that you can't even see the road markers on because it's white. It's all white. Just like this town. It's like snowing so hard. We were driving at like 10 miles an hour and just trying to follow the car in front of
We
us.
couldn't
'cause
even find the place.
You can't see anything. But yet we braved those snowy streets. Probably shouldn't have.
I don't know how moral it is to like prioritize our effort and hard work over people's safety during a snowstorm.
Wait, yeah, I feel like if that happened to me and I was a guest at a party like that and they expected me to drive through a dangerous snowstorm to get there,
And
I'd
risk
be like,
our lives?
hell no, like, see you tomorrow. Probably should have just stayed at home. But we put in so much work that it was too late. So you know that we were there at the crack of dawn, grinding, winding,
Up on the floor. So we were like cooking and
cleaning, mopping and slopping.
we were slipping and sliding outside and
Yeah.
inside.
After we put in all this hard work, this text drops in the group chat.
Guys, I can't come tonight due to the snow. My parents won't let me go.
Then someone else is like,
I was just out there. It's hell.
and Julian was like trying to keep the peace here.
I was like, yeah guys, relax. Party is still on. We understand if your parents won't let you drive if it's snowing. There's still 5.5 hours to the party, which is a lot of time for them to clear the snow.
We were trying to be like encouraging in the group chat so people would still be likely to come because we put in so much effort and hyped it up for weeks. So then Julian is still trying to bring up the mood here.
They plowing and salting the roads right now, so party is still on. Just a few reminders, bring $5 since we invested our whole life savings. Dress code is semi-formal. We wanted everyone to dress nicely. Let us know when you're all here by using the shuttle site. We had like a friend who was hired to shuttle people from the parking location to the apartment that we were like hosting this
The
in.
residence, the site of the party. Then I'm trying to keep the mood up too, so I keep doing this. What am I slapping right now?
Yeah, what are you cupping?
Then this guy, Joshua,
He has like a car full of people that he's bringing. Like basically like
he's
a
the
quarter
he's
of
the
our
new
party.
shuttle for the party.
Josh was really committed to bringing people to this party.
And then guess what? You know what they say, life's full of lemons. I mean, life's, what? Surprises?
If life gives you a lemon, you make lemonade.
But life pissed into that lemonade.
He sends this.
Yo, I'm sorry, but I can't go. Bumped into a tree on my way out of the driveway.
He hasn't even left his house. He bumps into a tree out of the driveway.
So my parents were all like, heck no, son. So whoever needed a ride, I'm really sorry, but someone else is gonna need to pick you up.
And then after that, a bunch of people couldn't go. Other people canceled. And we were sad. But you know what, like we were so occupied, like balancing between like trying to manage and like tame the group chat. And like we were literally still cooking. It was like 30 minutes before the party. We hadn't even like prepared the margarita pizzas. We hadn't even blended the chickpeas for the falafels. And we were so ambitious with our food and none of it was cooked because we were like trying
Julian
to
was like
quell
vacuuming the ground with a hand vacuum cleaner with a dustbuster.
Bruh, like we...
Insert footage.
Julian using a dustbuster on the carpet.
Oh, this is not gonna suction anything. What the frick?
Also, as we were cooking, we were realizing we were like forgetting so many things. Like we didn't have like cooking spray, so we were trying to like butter the pan with like a stick of butter with a pan that had holes in it.
Keep in mind this was a dorm room kitchen. This ain't a real kitchen.
Our friend didn't tell us he had 0 utensils. He had nothing.
We were serving drinks in like copper pans.
We were like delegating tasks. Like our friend was making the bubble tea. Another friend was like helping with the decorations. As people were coming, because some people came early.
We were enlisting them into making the party. So like, who were we even preparing for? It was like all the guests were preparing for the party.
It was just so chaotic because there was so much going on. Like there was the weather, like the cancellations, the people like filing in, the food that we still had to cook, the decorations we still had to put up. I just remember like every person who was helping, I was just like, thank you. All of these things were just going on.
At the same time. And people were like filing in and we're like, oh, we need to entertain people.
Yeah, so we were like playing like tag with like entertainment tag. Like, okay, you like work on the pizza while I sit down and crack jokes.
To the people who came through,
But we don't talk to you anymore.
but we loved you then and I still love you now.
If you didn't come and you're wondering why we don't talk to you anymore,
Stop wondering. Despite everything, the people who did come were like people we didn't even expect to come, but like this one guy who we didn't even really know rolled through with like a huge shipment of like Pringles and Lay's and like
water bottles.
he like set up his little stall of things.
We were also using his apartment though.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But he's still like, we were using his apartment, but he still had room to give.
It was more than just a party. It was like a labor of love. Like if you had to think about what we had to go through just to have this party, what the guests had to go through, they had to travel through the winter night just to get there.
It still ended up being really fun, and like we came back the next day to clean up, and we were just like thinking about all the mess that we made, and we were like, oh, that's where this happened.
I'm supposed to be cleaning up, but
It looks like someone got shot.
Whoa, he was standing here, he was gonna get the ice cream. But
That's where the fried ice cream fell on the floor, but we still ate it because there wasn't enough food to feed all the people.
Just mango wine things. Isn't that the real spirit of Barnes & Noble?
There wasn't anything to hope for.
And yet we hoped. We dared to dream. We persevered even in the face of a snowstorm, just like Barnes & Noble persevered in the face of a high lease for as long as it possibly could. Just like the guest who let us have the party in his apartment and also brought food, Barnes & Noble gave to us when there was nothing left to give, yet it found something to give. It was like, you want this AP book? You don't even have to pay. Just come and
Use
study.
it, yeah.
We couldn't have gotten into college without Barnes & Noble, and these people couldn't have had camembert cheese balls without this party.
And just like how Barnes & Noble is gone, our friends are gone.
So really that was the last time that we were ever permitted by God to experience this emotion called joy? Am I pronouncing it right? I'm so unfamiliar with
I think
it.
it's joy. I was trash, we were trash, but people were trash.
Two trashes makes a treasure. I'm really glad that we did it. But now, just as beautiful as all those memories were, they've faded. Barnes & Noble was replaced by a Trader Joe's, and now everyone's simping on Trader Joe's like there's
We
no
all
tomorrow.
love, who's Barnes & Noble? I don't give a fuck who
Don't
that
know
is.
her. Is that a spice?
Yeah.
So don't give up on your dreams, and don't give up on Barnes & Noble. Don't like,
Don't comment.
don't subscribe.
Don't be suspicious. Suspicious. Suspicious.
So we beat on, boats against the current, borne ceaselessly into the past.
Is this your dance? Isha has a dance to the ending of Great Gatsby. It goes like, boats. Boat. What is it like? Putt-putting, tut-tutting against the waves.